get away from the trailer or from the truck. Here's my load. Now these are tied down here. They're loaded here. I can't touch them. I'm not supposed to put any of my straps in there until I call somebody if something goes wrong. It's kind of hard to get, but that's what they're using. Kind of like that, and it goes up the top. It goes across. What they did was left this here. Now these are my tarps and everything. They put them on a pallet, and I thank them for that. That's pretty nice. I've got to turn those timbers, so I've got to pull out of here. As you can see, that's all the room I got. I did manage to get the landing gear up. Load weighs 25,000 pounds, so it'll be a nice riding load. I'll have to turn the timbers. All three of my tarps are on there. I have to figure out something. I got a couple straps up there, but I'll do that. But all the way back. And then they have this in here. I'm not sure what this is. Metal pieces. This goes out to Phoenix. The whole load is a one drop. Just found out it doesn't unload till Monday, the 6th. So here it is Wednesday morning at 6, 7 o'clock. But you know, it all comes down to the rail. So they have some kind of system that works. I'll call the agent at Bennett. They ship this stuff all the time. Here's another pallet. I've got some stuff in it. And they brought it all the way back. Napahide. Good looking trailers, you know, for truck bodies. And they did this. What I'm kind of doing, I should be paying a little bit more attention, is making sure there's no damage on any of these. So when I load, I've got this video. Let's get away from that. It's still pretty early, and thankfully, you know, it's not screeching hot like it was yesterday. But there are my lights on. You can't see them, it's so bright. So I'm just hoping that it says on their cord lash 150, grade 6, 7,700 pounds. So it's doing the job. We'll see what the DOT says, but they ship them out here all the time like this, so they evidently know what they're doing. Now there's some cribbing right there. I don't know whose trailer this is. I don't want to touch too much, but look at that. They build it all up and it's nailed. Every one of them's nailed in order to set this up there, because it has that stand, that leg on it. And they come up with a way. There's American ingenuity right there. And I'm sure they do it all overseas, but that's nice. But mine sits on the floor, on the deck, and it sits on these rubber pads. So the rubber pads are gonna keep it moving. Same thing up here. And they're all tight. Make sure they'll stay shut. Okay, so we go down the other side. About the same, but it goes to their dealership in Phoenix. So I really don't have to do nothing, but what I've got to watch is, you see where that gap is up there. This one here sticks out a little bit farther. And they got them sprayed, some kind of protective coating there. They got a unique way of doing it. This here, we gotta keep an eye on this. This may start fraying. If it frays, then I've got to get authorization. see what's inside this one. Oh, that one's empty. But they're solid. You can't move them. So there's a little bit of gap there. It's not too bad. But you can't move them. They're solid. Okay. Well, look at that. It looks like it's been pulled down a little bit. Or is it designed that way? They all look that way. Or is it designed that way? Okay, there's nothing in that one. Can't see up at the top one. That may be that way, but I know that when they put them on, they must have a machine or somebody's got a technique. They're tight. And of course, there again, we've got the rubber. Not much room in between them. I gotta take my new glasses off. I still get, with the progressive lens, it just still kind of distorts everything a little bit. Still getting used to that. I can take them off when I'm driving. Once I get to driving everything, it feels fine. Okay, there's all three of my tarps. How am I gonna do this? I'll have to get up there, but I gotta move the truck. There's my new air line with light cord, all set up and all hooked up. Well, it's under the height of my truck, so the wind should go over the top of it. I wish they'd have put that pallet up in the front and then set this thing back here. They'd have put that stack back there. It'd be easier to get to that pallet. I don't know how I'm gonna get up there, but probably right down here and grab on here. Yeah, today's a short day. Shorts, but it's so damn hot. Truck's looking good. It needs a bath. Air conditioning runs good. Well, I gotta figure out how to get up there and pull them straps. Tie that down. All right, then, buddy. On to Phoenix. I gotta stop in Love's out west here on Highway 36 to pick up the lights. I've got a light out. One of these here called Larson Trailers up in Sioux Falls, and they had them ship them overnight. FedEx down at Love's. And I've got one out on the other side. And I'll have to drill that out. These three, drill it out, pull the light out. I tested of course, the wiring harness is good, but it's a Rittenauer trailer, and they have a specific wiring harness the way it plugs in. The only lights you can put in there is what they have. Either you cut the wiring harness and the plug, and you wire in another plug, and that's just going to cause you problems down the road. But all right, I gotta get tying that thing down, and then I gotta go to after trail. I'm done.